Welcome to the Assist Podcast. I'm your host, Zach Schwartz, and joining me today, a little bit of a pinch, but he's here. He's happy. He's a senior in high school, 1 month into his senior year. It is my only and younger brother, Max Schwartz. Max, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I'm just watching some Monday Night Football.
Wow, live Monday Night Football. That's right. The Browns are playing, correct?
Correct.
Browns at Jets. That's a stinker of the game. That's tough. What's new and exciting, brother?
Well, I'm just trying to make it through my senior year. Looking forward to graduating in June.
Is senior year all it's cracked up to be? You having a lot of fun yet, or no?
It's been sort of relaxing. I'm not full time at the school anymore. So I take a lot of college classes online, so that's nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've been doing that dual enrollment program for a semester or two now, which is nice. As you're getting a lot of college credits, right?
Yep.
Which is great. That's awesome. Good for you. How many football games have you been to so far? Senior year football games.
One. Just
one.
One.
One. Okay. It was the American team one, right?
Yep.
That's right. Do they? I remember there were a couple times that people would in high school a couple years ago, they would try to tailgate some of the games. Like they come out in the parking lot, bring cornhole, whatever else. Does that still happen? Does some people in your class still organize that or no?
I think the parents just do it.
The parents tailgate football games?
Apparently.
Where?
So I went with one of my best friends whose brother was on the football team, and all the parents will just gather out and they'll just have a bunch of food and stuff
in the high school parking lot.
Yeah.
Do they bring beer and stuff?
I didn't see any, but they could have brought some.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know parents tailgate football games. That's crazy.
I mean,
if you ever visit down here, Max, either this semester or next semester, I'll have to show you what a real tailgate is.
Well, if my parents would ever send me down, that would be nice.
Well, maybe I can negotiate with them later on in the fall, and we can get you to a game. The UC, I don't know about other schools, but UCF takes tailgating very seriously before games.
Well, yeah, because your football team's actually good.
We are good. Do you know what our record is since I became a student?
It's 20-something wins and 1 loss.
That's right, 28-1.
Okay, I was close.
Yeah, you were pretty close. Maybe we can start with that. Some little college football. It's been a couple weeks since Luke came on and talked about preseason stuff. It's been 3 weeks now, so we have a lot of data on teams and stuff. Did you watch the UCF game?
I did.
What was your? I know you probably root for them a little bit. What was your at least more objective opinion of them than mine is?
I think their offense is really, really, really good.
Yeah. It's just insane how fast we are because you associate Stanford as being a strong team, a muscular team, and I was a little concerned. The line before the game, I believe, was 9-10 points. I was a little concerned that Stanford could just mow us down, because they have a lot of big bodies. That's their identity, and we just played our game and destroyed them. It was Katie and I were sitting in row 3 or 4. Got to be in a video with the national championship trophy, which was pretty cool. I got a close-up view of that. That thing's a work of beauty. But yeah, it's just, you see, I've been telling people for years, we are very fast on offense, and we still have a lot of people returning. And then this Dylan Gabriel guy, who I heard of, I knew he was coming in, but I thought Wimbush would start this year. No, Dylan Gabriel's insanely good.
Yeah, and he's only a freshman.
He's a true freshman. So he just got on campus 5-6 months ago. I went to Mackenzie Milton's high school, who, of course, is our star quarterback, who was injured for the year. But yeah, I figured Wimbush would come in, and that was could be our player, our star quarterback. And I know a couple early season games that he played a lot, but in terms of yesterday, well, no, today's Monday, 2 days ago, he came in and Gabriel came in and threw 4 touchdowns over 350 yards. And And his deep ball's insane. He's very accurate. So, I mean, I'm pretty hyped for the rest of the season. I don't think there's a tough. I think Pittsburgh on the road is going to be a bit tough this week, but like I don't see who's going to beat us. I mean, Memphis is going to be a tough game if we play them in the conference title game, but honestly, it's going to be tough. And I was impressed by our defense too. Our pass defense is pretty good too.
Yeah,
which is awesome. How do you feel about Michigan football though?
Right now I'm not panicking, unlike most Michigan fans. Because, this year, we have a new offensive coordinator in Josh Gaddis. I think it's just taking a bit more time than expected for the offense to take their shape.
Yeah.
And the thing is that people don't realize how good of a team Army is. And, their style of play is very unique, and it's tough to defend.
Yeah, so my thing about the offensive coordinator is because I agree with you on that. It's a tough transition, but also we just had a bye week. Michigan did. They have to figure it out because otherwise Wisconsin's going to steamroll us this week. How nervous are you for this Wisconsin game coming up?
I'm not gonna lie. I am a bit nervous.
Yeah.
I'm
nervous.
Our defense looks really good. I also like our freshman running back, Zach Charbonnet, if that's how you say his name.
Yeah.
He's really good. So at least we actually have a good running back for once. And if Shea Patterson could stop fumbling the ball, that would be nice too.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? All of a sudden he just starts fumbling all over the place, especially for a quarterback. It's really strange, isn't it?
Hashtag put in McCaffrey.
You think we should put in McCaffrey?
I mean, I'm joking.
Are you? Let's see. I want to see what the Michigan line is for this week.
Last time I checked, Wisconsin was favored by 3. So it's not like,
Yeah, Wisconsin's favored by 3. Wow. It's a noon game. Goodness, I can have my day ruined by then. UCF plays at 3:30, 12-point favorites. So what else has impressed you early from the college football season? Is there anybody else that stands out? I know you like to watch your college football.
My Michigan fan inside me says not to do this, but I gotta go with Justin Fields.
Yeah, he looks really good.
Crap! Here we go again.
I know, it's exactly what we said, didn't we, at the start of the year? It's like Michigan was getting a lot of hype. People are knocking Ohio State because Justin Fields is pretty unproven, and there's a head coaching change, and look what happens. But despite all the reasons, Michigan has a chance to succeed. And the hopeless thing in me is that I still believe, which will eventually get me crushed at some point this year. But it's that nothing has necessarily changed. I mean, if you look at the schedule, Ohio State, of course, should have killed the opponents they've played so far. And, Michigan, like you said, Army's a good team. Should they have struggled as much as they did in those 2 games? Probably not. But if they go in and pound at Wisconsin this week, then all is forgiven, right? So it's not necessarily that anything's changed, but like you said, it would have been way different if Michigan came out lights a-blazing, and it's like, this is the year, and Ohio State kind of struggled a bit. But instead, it's same old. Ohio State can plug in whoever they want, whether it's J.T. Barrett, Braxton Miller, Justin Fields, or Dwayne Haskins. And Michigan, no matter what, even though they have a former 5-star QB, brand new offensive coordinator, whatever, they still suck on offense.
Yeah. This is just mind-boggling.
And it's just hard. I mean, for people that don't know, obviously, Max and I have grown up most of our lives in Ohio. And as Michigan fans, I mean, no offense, you've kind of been a little, your faith has wavered. You've dipped your toes into the Michigan State waters a little bit. You've dipped your toes into the green. You've worn the green a couple times.
Well, yeah, I have. I mean, our mom went to Michigan State, so.
I know, but I'm saying you never, for a while, our father, even though he didn't go to Michigan, is a big Michigan fan. He almost went, but didn't. I myself, same kind of thing. Didn't go, had the chance to bleed maize and blue, as they would say, up in the Ann Arbor parts. It's like and it comes from our grandpa, of course, Ronald Schwartz. So, literally, I mean, and this is not an exaggeration. Obviously, didn't go to school when I was a kid and didn't know what sports were when I was a little kid, but for most of my childhood and still, I would go to school every day after the Thanksgiving break, because that's when Ohio State plays Michigan, and it would be a loss, and I would be made fun of in a sports way, of course. Not like I'm saying I was bullied or anything, and that North Ridgeville failed to pick up on that. But it was a formative time in my childhood. There was one year where Michigan beat Ohio State. I believe it was 2011. Devin Gardner was the quarterback, or 2012 maybe. And yeah, exactly. You're laughing. And they went. Ohio State though went 6-7 or 7-6. So it wasn't a real win. It wasn't like Ohio State was good. So it's like you could tell me anything, and I don't even know. Like I have no faith in Michigan. Same thing with the Lions. I mean, it's so hard for some. I just said it today to Sal when we were upstairs or before this. I was just like, Detroit sports is basically figuring out when you can give up on the team during the season. Honestly, right now that's what it is. The Tigers used to be good. The Pistons used to be good. The Lions have never really been good, and except for the 50s. And the who am I forgetting? The Red Wings. The Red Wings used to be super good, but right now they're in a 6-year rebuilding plan, and we're only in year 2.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that dark?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done with my rant. That was a bit much. I know you don't take the sports as seriously as I do, but I mean, it's sad. That's why I love Barcelona, because obviously, they have their hard times. And even Barcelona the past couple of years, they've blown Champions League leads to 2 different, I don't know if it was, I could say inferior, but certainly the year against Roma they were. Liverpool probably not, but just sad.
Yeah. As a kid who was born outside of Detroit, I'm never giving up my Michigan sports.
There we go. Have you picked between Michigan and Michigan State, though?
Still too early to tell because, with Michigan State, when they played Western Michigan, their offense just lit them up. But then last week, they freaking lost to Arizona State for a second straight year.
Yeah, and they had 12 men on the field, right, for the game-winning or game-tying field goal, and they made it, and then they got backed up 5 yards and missed it, right?
I didn't watch it, but
that's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Well, did you hear about what they did in the offseason? It was weird because their offense struggled last year, and rather than firing people, Mark D'Antonio just gave everybody a different job.
What?
Yeah, you hear about this? The offensive coordinator is now the quarterback's coach and stuff like that, and the offensive line coach is now the running back's coach. Why? I don't know, because he's Mark D'Antonio. That's definitely a D'Antonio thing to do. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, it's kind of a weird setup there at the good old East Lansing. So, yeah, I mean, who knows? It looks like Ohio State's just going to run through the conference right now. So, we'll see. Maybe in a couple weeks when you come back on, and we'll have something different to say about the Big Ten race. But I'd say the other team that really has impressed me so far is LSU. I mean, Joe Burrow looks really good.
Yeah, he does.
Did you watch their Texas game last week?
I don't remember.
Okay, whatever. Jalen Hurts also for Oklahoma. I'd say give a shout out. But the Lions won yesterday.
Yes.
So I was joking with Mate preseason because, as you know, Mate is a big Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Yeah.
Of course, the Lions were scheduled to play in Philadelphia in Week 3. So I was joking that, maybe the Lions will be 0-2 and it won't be a serious Sunday. Maybe the Eagles will be 2-0 and it'll be fine. I've already given up. And, of course, the Lions tied the Cardinals, but they looked good for a large part of that game. And then they beat the Chargers yesterday in a go-ahead touchdown by Kenny Galladay to win 13-10. Chargers were a playoff team last year. Of course, the game was at home. The Lions are 1-0-1, and of course, yesterday the Eagles lost to Atlanta, and now they are 1-1. I don't necessarily think Detroit's going to win. I believe Philly was 7-point favorites last time I saw them. I saw the line, but I mean, I'm going to be wearing my light blue, sky blue Lions long sleeve on Sunday, and it's going to be a fun time. I don't even know how to describe it because I think our schedule is pretty brutal. But if we could make it to 9 wins, I'd be thrilled.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Because it's so much. I read something the other day that Matt Stafford and Ndamukong Suh and Calvin Johnson. Of course, the rookie wage scale, if you remember, was implemented in 2011 with the CBA, right, for the contracts to where first round picks got paid lower, guaranteed sums, right?
Yeah.
But we had Stafford, Suh, and Calvin, Megatron. before that happened, so we were all paying them massive money already, rather than if we had the 3 on cheap deals, we could have possibly been a dynasty. I read that the other day. It made me really sad. So, yeah. Okay, that's my Detroit sports ranting done for the week. So, yeah. Anyway. What else is going on in your life? What else is on your mind that you would like to share to the people, Maxwell?
Well, I think I have officially decided where I want to go to college.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Hold on. Have you been accepted yet?
Not yet.
Okay, we're not doing this yet. No. No. You gotta get accepted first, and then you can share where you're going to college, buddy. How about this? Let's do the schools you applied to. Let's give the fans a tease. What are the 3? You applied to 3 schools, correct?
Yep.
Let's go ahead and list them out for the people.
Bowling Green.
Okay.
Eastern Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
Where's Embry-Riddle for people that don't know?
Daytona, Florida.
Daytona, Florida. Okay, got it. Are you going to do a decision video?
Yep.
I want the assist to be a part of it. I've already said this. I want along with your video, I want people to hear it live somehow through the podcast form. We'll have to figure this out once you get in and you sign your when you pay your enrollment deposit.
What?
I know what school you want to go to, but I don't want you to say it and then have it backfire like some people we know. That's happened before. Okay. So, but what's the update on your flying pilot status here?
So I just got done with my night flight requirements on Saturday night. I was originally scheduled for Friday night, but I had to reschedule due to crappy weather.
And since August 1st, right, last time you were on, you were still studying for your test. How did that go?
Well, I got an 87%.
Wow, you have the number memorized. That's impressive.
But you want to hear the crazy thing?
What is the crazy thing, Maxwell?
So keep this in mind. I took this on August 19th. You want to know when I actually started studying for the test?
When's that?
August 7th.
No, that's not true. You were doing so many practice tests before then.
No, that's when I actually started doing the practice tests.
You were doing them way beforehand. What are you talking about? I saw you doing them.
I was doing like one per day.
Yeah, you're doing 1 practice test per day.
Yeah, but that's before I cranked it up.
I was going to say, that's a good amount of studying, you moron. Trying to come in here like, I didn't do any, I barely studied. By the way, not studying isn't cool. Also, that's the other thing I want to say to some people out there. If you're younger and you haven't, you're coasting through your first year of college or anything, or you're still in high school and you're really smart, and you're not studying a lot. I don't want to come on here and be all like, I'm brilliant, blah, blah, blah. But like, I'm just letting you know, if you think you can coast in college, no matter what, someday there will be a test where you walk out of and you're going to be like, what the hell was that? And sometimes you got away with that and you get a B or something like that. Nah, it's coming back as an F. And that's happened to me. So don't... Okay, this is a rant and I'm like getting aggressive, so I'm sorry. But do not act like not studying is cool, because you know it's cool being smart and doing well. So I'm glad you passed. But don't try to come in here and act like you didn't prepare, because you did prepare a lot, and I was very proud of you for preparing a lot, and so were mom and dad, because you did great, and that's good because you really were working hard. So don't come in here and act like you went in there and didn't do anything for it. Got it? There you go. That's Big Brother right there coming to you. Because being cool in college is not it's not even about being cool. It's just getting your crap together and studying and stuff like that and making sure you are prepared. Because you know what the worst feeling is, Maxwell? You know what the worst feeling is? Yes, I'm using your full name on purpose. Do you know what it is?
I hate you.
It is when you walk out of a test and you don't know what just hit you. And you're looking around and seeing if other people do. And other people are confident. Because they prepared and you didn't. Okay, class is over. Next. Well, anyway, congratulations to you. So, okay, you just finished your night ride requirements. You said. So, what's the next piece? So, a private pilot license.
So the next stage is the check ride prep.
So, can you walk me through that? What does that mean?
So I think there's like a different couple parts that are part of this. I just said that like twice, but whatever.
Mm-hmm. So, go ahead. Sorry.
So there's the practical test. I think it's called the oral test. I have no idea. I've heard people call it the practical oral, but it basically like goes over like the questions that you missed on your written test. Like, for example, I got an 87%, so I'm in a really good position with that. I only missed 8 questions because those tests are only out of 60 questions. I missed 8.
Okay. It's pretty
And
good.
then the next part is just some maneuvers, like soft field landings and stuff, and like a bunch of different types of stalls and stuff.
Okay.
And then I guess I could also throw on the like emergency procedures, like in case your engine quits, what are you going to do? I already know what to do.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So when does that happen?
Well, first off, I need to like get myself prepared for it. So, I mean, I'm not worried about time here because my instructor does not leave for Florida until the end of October.
That's good.
And when we're recording this, today's date is the 16th of September. So I'm not worried about time. So I got time.
Good.
So
glad to hear that.
As long as I keep flying and not get rusty, even if it's just going up for an hour, just working on my takeoffs and landings, that's fine.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so what can you do then with a private pilot license?
So there's really not a lot of restrictions when it comes to the private pilot license. Like I could literally take you or Katie or anybody, pretty much anybody up when I want, whenever I want, because I'm the pilot in command and you have to obey my rules.
Right.
And I mean, we can really go anywhere we want, but we also have to be mindful of the fuel consumption and stuff. So you have to plan adequately for that. Like, especially if I'm going on a longer flight that I might need to stop at other airports that have fuel available on site. And there's like specific symbols on my sectional charts that will let me know that an airport has fuel.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
So how you can tell that an airport has fuel is that if you look at, like, each airport has like a little circle on it. And if it has like little squares like extending at the 0, 90, 180, and 270 degrees, it's like basically like, top and bottom, right and left and stuff. Like, that's how you know it. That's how you know it has fuel.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, cool.
But the other thing you have to take into consideration is the fuel that your airplane takes, because that airport might not have the same fuel as your airplane has. So you have to do a lot of preparation for those types of flights.
That's interesting. Okay. Interesting. So with like all this stuff that you're learning, and like everything like going into the industry, like it takes a while to become a true like commercial pilot. It's a long road. Are they kind of do they teach you more of just like what's going on now, how to do things now, or do they kind of like forecast as well? Because obviously airplane technology is the thing that it's constantly innovating. You have companies like Boeing and Lockheed Martin, they keep pushing the envelope there. Do they ever dive into anything like that, like where the next innovations are coming from, or no?
I mean, that's kind of a tough question for me to answer because I really haven't researched a lot about it. But I guess one thing I could say is like automation in like terms of safety.
Yeah. So like I know like I don't mean to demean your job, but I know like a lot of stuff is handled by the actual aircraft now. So like what else can you innovate on there with safety?
So actually I do have an answer for this one.
Okay.
And so basically on the Airbus A350-1000 variant of the A350, Airbus is putting in a safety feature to where if both of the pilots are incapacitated, which means that they can't fly the plane, and like usually what happens whenever you have an explosive decompression, like the pilots would like descend the plane to a lower altitude, so that way people can get oxygen flowing through their bodies. But if both of the pilots are incapacitated and they can't fly, then the plane's not going to descend. So what this company called Airbus is doing is that they're putting in a feature on this specific variant of the plane that if both of the pilots cannot fly the plane will automatically descend by itself.
Huh, interesting. So like there'd be like a sensor or something like that in the plane. So wait, okay, let's back up. Sorry. Explosive decompression. Well, I know that sounds really scary, but obviously, as the way you kind of describe it, it's not like something happens in the plane shot of the sky. What does that mean?
It's a sudden loss of cabin pressure.
Okay.
So, like, for example, like if somehow a hole opens up in the fuselage, like there'll just be a bunch of air sucked out because like some planes like cruise at like almost 400 knots, which is like super fast.
Yeah.
So
okay, and then like if like to be able to do that, they're trying to make sure there's a sensor in there or something like that. Would it be like the same sensor? Because when you lose they always say like sometimes I listen to the safety messages, before when I'm flying.
You should always listen to those safety messages, no matter what.
Okay, sometimes I like my podcast more than listening to the safety message. Anyway,
now you're making me pissed.
Okay, I hope I'm not making you that mad. Jeez. But what I was gonna say is, so like they talk about how if there's a loss of cabin pressure, like the oxygen mask will come down from the top, right? So would like the sensor to do that? Would there be like a secondary sensor that once that happens and like there hasn't been a response from the pilot, would then go ahead and activate the controls, like the descending thing you're talking about?
Yeah, probably something along the lines of that.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, cool. Is there anything else like you think of like innovating? Like, here's a question for you. This might be hard. Will it ever be possible to have an electric airplane?
I think it's very possible. There are like literally companies like sprouting up that are already trying to do that.
Is Tesla one of them?
I don't know. Although it wouldn't surprise me if they did.
Interesting. Okay. I was just wondering. I feel like it's a lot of power and stuff. I mean, I know you're going through physics right now, but I feel like that's a lot of energy for an electrical battery right now.
Yeah, it certainly is.
All right, what else do you have on your mind? You want to share?
Well, I am just really looking forward to the next couple of months, especially because I'll be done with my first year of pilot training. And so what that means is that usually when you would go to higher education to get your flight training done, like for your freshman year, you would usually do your private pilot license, which I'm doing right now, and I'm still a senior in high school. So when I go off to college, I won't be doing my private pilot because I already have it. I'll be working on my instrument rating. And then my sophomore year, by the end of my sophomore year of college, I will be done with flying because I'll have my commercial and multi-engine rating.
That'll be awesome. That'll be really cool. And then you get into whichever school you do end up picking, and you're going to be advanced in that too, which is great, right?
Yeah.
Really, really cool. Okay. Unless you have anything else, I was going to wrap up with a couple picks from you so we can test how good you are at these things for this weekend, okay?
Oh, jeez.
We are recording this right now, and according to my ESPN app, there are 5 minutes and 18 seconds left in the first quarter. Cleveland is up 6-0. Does Cleveland win this game?
I think Cleveland's coming into this game with a bit of chip on their shoulder from last week's loss against Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I was only watching the Browns game last week because I had Nick Chubb on one of my fantasy teams, but he didn't really do a lot in that game, so I was like, So.
So are you didn't give an answer. Are you taking Cleveland to win or not?
Yes.
Okay. I'll take Cleveland to win too. So congratulations to the Cleveland Browns for winning on Monday Night Football. We are predicting that'll be great. Okay. There are 3 ranked college football games this weekend, and they're all one after another. First at noon, Michigan at Wisconsin. Wisconsin are 3-point favorites. Max, who wins the game?
I gotta go with Michigan.
I go Michigan by a touchdown.
It's gonna be like I don't remember what year this was, but there was a year that Michigan beat. I think it might have been back in 2016, like where Michigan beat Wisconsin 14-7. I think.
Yep, I remember a game you're talking about. Yeah, Jordan Lewis had a one-handed interception at the end of the game on Alex Hornibrook.
Why'd you say it like that?
That's his name, Hornibrook.
Now you're just making
me. He plays for Florida State now.
Now you're just making me think of the text that I sent you earlier today.
We're not repeating that text on the pod. We don't need to do that. Nope. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. So yeah, I think you're right. It'll be a defensive slugfest. 3:30, Auburn at Texas A&M. Texas A&M are 4-point favorites.
For some reason, my gut tells me to go with Auburn.
I think I'll take Texas A&M by a field goal.
I think Bo Nix has done a great job with the offense there at Auburn. He's had a couple weeks to get his game ready to go, and I think we'll see him prove himself this week.
Yeah, I think Kellen Mond's got to play a little bit better, right, for A&M. I mean, I was watching that Clemson game a couple weeks ago, and he really struggled. He looked terrible. So I feel like he's got to work on that. Jimbo Fisher's got that. Okay, 8 o'clock game on CBS. 7th-ranked Notre Dame is going to Athens to play 3rd-ranked Georgia and Jake Fromm and his Bulldogs. Georgia's a 13.5-point favorite.
Yeah, no, I got to go with the Bulldogs.
Do you think they cover? Do you think they win by more than 2 touchdowns?
I mean, maybe it could be closer. Maybe around 10 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like Georgia wins by 8 or 9, 10, something like that. I think you're right in that range. So, all right. Congratulations to all those teams for winning this weekend. This upcoming weekend. That's awesome. Okay. You want to do anything else? You want to make any more bold predictions for the rest of the year before you come back on?
Actually, I do. Okay, I have one. Okay. So, the other day, I was looking through my Phil Steele 2019 College Football Preview magazine.
Okay.
And I just so happened to be looking at Army. And Phil Steele always puts the number ranked schedule a team has. And you want to know what Army's was?
What's that?
128.
Okay.
That's for those of you who don't know, that's the least difficult schedule in the FBS.
Yeah, I think it was 130 teams total.
Let's see. I'm pulling her up right now. I'll read this off. So week 1 they played Rice, and then week 2 they played Michigan, and then they beat Rice. They lost to Michigan. They beat University of Texas San Antonio last week, and then this week they played Morgan State, and then the week after that they played Tulane. And then Western Kentucky, Georgia State, San Jose State, Air Force, Massachusetts, VMI, Hawaii, and they finished off the year with Navy.
Yeah, Hawaii's probably the toughest game on that schedule. Which is not saying much.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think they can easily run the table and get 11 wins and they'll make it to another good bowl. So
you think 11-1 for Army? Okay, that's Max's bold prediction, one that you did not see coming because no one cares about Army except for Donald Trump. Ha! Donald Trump reference right at the end. Bam, there we go, nailed it. Okay, Max, thanks for coming on the pitch, buddy. Appreciate it. Love you. Keep kicking ass. Okay.
All right, I certainly will.
Okay. Thank you for listening to the Assist Podcast. If you like the show, go drop a 5-star rating. That really helps us keep the show going. If you want to stay updated with all of the podcast episodes, hit the subscribe button and also go follow our Twitter, which is @assist_podcast, and our Instagram, which is now the Assist Podcast. And you can write any emails, any suggestions you have to theassistpod@yahoo.com, and we'll see you next week.